Well, I did it. I totally blew a $150 sale on eBay that I proudly showed many of you who follow me on Instagram recently. Some of you eagle eyes may recognize what it is already by seeing it in the camera. But for those of you who are not aware and didn't pick up on it already, let me share my screen with you and I could show you exactly what I'm talking about. This comes from an estate sale video that I did just a few weeks ago. It's the same one where I found the $300 video game for $2. So, and that sale went through and everything was fine with it. So it kind of softens the blow on this one a little bit. But this is the item right here. It's the Webster's New International Dictionary, second edition, that comes from 1961. And you'll notice something very important about it is that it comes with the cover. The dust jacket on this is very difficult to find. You almost never find it with the dust jacket on it. And so that really makes it valuable, even though it has some damage on it. And so you could see me here flipping inside the book. And while there's some creases in the beginning, that really doesn't matter too much. Obviously, it would be nice if they weren't there. But inside, I mean, you could just see how beautiful this book is. There's so many nice designs, and there's, you know, nice black and white illustrations. There's even color illustrations in it as well. And the sides of the book are also really nice because they're nice and ornate. They have like this little like flowery or floral design to it. It's nice and colorful. It's really cool. I even gave it a nice extra big double tap there. In fact, I also those, by the way, just a follow-up, the two items that I found in here, if you remember me showing you these on the estate sale video, I sold both of them for $15. So that also helps to soften the blow on what happened here a little bit. But I'm going through this for a reason, because this relates to, there's the other item I found there, sold that for $15 as well. So always look inside books. I did a recent video on books, the live show with Katie Morgan. She might be watching this. So what's up, Katie? Katie reads. It was a lot of fun. A lot of you got a lot out of it, which is another reason I wanted to do this, because we're talking about a book in this video. So here you could see some more really cool pictures inside. Yes, a dictionary. Some dictionaries, these old ones, have these things inside of it. Who would think, right? But they do, and this is one of the things that make them valuable. But really, the dust jacket is the key. And the person who purchased it from me for $150, that was the full asking price, said she has been looking for this book with the dust jacket for years, and she has not been able to find it. And that's why she scooped it up so quick for the $150 asking price. And she said, you know, make sure, you know the message, right? Make sure that you ship it, awesome. And, don't make it, oh, there's St. Francis again. Let's take him out of there for a second. She's like, make sure that you ship it well and that it doesn't get damaged. And, because the dust jacket's really important to me. So what are you logically assuming that I probably messed up on, right? Probably assuming that I messed up on the shipping. No, I did not mess up on the shipping. So anyone who has received items from me, if you purchase from me, you know that I really take pride in my shipping, and I'm going to get that package to you the way you ordered it. So she actually even complimented me when she got the package, saying how well it was packed. And so got there totally how it was supposed to get there. But in the same message that she told me this, I wound up getting a return request. And I couldn't believe it, because, she was so excited to find this book and have the original dust cover on it that there'd have to be something really bad with it for her to have returned it. And one of the things that she mentioned, in her explanation as to why she was returning it, was because there was a big stain on the back that wasn't disclosed. And as soon as I got that, I look at my phone and I'm like, wait a minute, what big stain? What big stain? I don't remember any big stain. And so I'm thinking, my immediate thought was that there must be a stain in on one of those back pages. There's thousands of pages in that book. So that's what I'm thinking she meant. And I'm like, well, okay, eBay automatically approves the return, so it comes my way. Thank goodness it's a media mail thing, so it didn't cost that much in shipping. But still, you know, I'm waiting to get it back and take a look at this and see what's going on with it, right? And I'll show you exactly what happened, which is really, really bad if what she really wanted was, you know, was really looking for was the cover. Remember, that's the most important part to her. Let me take you into my listing. Now, I'm going to share with you the listing as I have it up now, but I'm going to skip over the part that is really what needed to be shown that I didn't show. But let me show you what I did show, which is the front cover, right? Now, there's some little stains there, but this stuff was disclosed in my listing, okay? All these little tears, all these little rips and stuff, and, you know, tiny little stains, all that stuff was disclosed. I always disclose defects. I never hide defects, and that's just another side tip. Do not hide defects in your photos by not typing them out, by not, you know, assuming that people are going to just look at the photos and just detect them there. They're not, or at least they're not always. I personally think that you should type them out, make sure people know what's there, even though not everybody reads, but still, there are a bunch of people that do. And it's good so you at least have some written documentation that you disclose these things. Like in my listing, I say, you know, there's fraying at the top and the bottom of the spine here. But, you know, for people who are new into books, if it's an old, rare book, and, you know, Katie would, you know, I'm sure acknowledge this too if she's watching, even, you know, little condition issues at the top of the cover. Like if you remember from the live show video that I did with her, that book she sold for $500, it had problems with the dust jacket. There were tears and stuff at the edges, but the main part of the photo was intact. And that's really, you know, that's really important. That's what collectors, you know, really want and really want to see. So that's there, you know, and I have some more pictures of the, to capture that top of the cover there. As well, because you could see that coloring in there. I really wanted to highlight that. And I wanted to highlight that too on the bottom as well. And I wanted to highlight it on the side because, you know, I thought that was a selling point. And then you could see I proceed to all sorts of photos inside the book to show people, like I showed on the video, the types of things that are in there, right? So I'm going through, and I went through my photos here. You know, when I initially got the return request, I'm like, where's the stain? You know, because if it was that bad, I would have shown it, right? So I'm looking. You know, she says it wasn't disclosed. I'm looking, don't see it. Looking over here, don't see it. Now we're, you know, that's like the middle of the book. But, you know, and here's a bunch of creases here in the front. But again, no big major stain. So I get it back. Open it up. She packed it very well, by the way, sending it back to me. So there were no problems. She didn't damage it on a return or anything like that. And then if you notice so far, all the photos that I've shown you, what have I not shown you yet? I have not shown you the back cover. Do you know why I haven't shown you the back cover? Because in my original listing, I did not take a picture of the back cover. I don't even think I looked at the back cover, because if I did, I would think I would have noticed that. And that is a bad stain on the back. I mean, it really is. Now, you know, some people will overlook it if they're going to front display it like this, or if they're going to side display it. But remember, this lady's been looking for it for years. And for her, probably the back is important as well. And she doesn't want that on there. Or, you know, she would have liked to have taken that at least maybe into consideration when she was purchasing it, because maybe she would have made me an offer instead of just paying flat out the $150. But I really don't think it was that in her instance, because then she would have just asked for, you know, a partial refund or something like that. So this was not in my original listing. Now it's in my listing now because I have it relisted. So, you know, this is one of these issues where I sit there and I think to myself that afterwards, and I say, how on earth did that happen? Because that's just not my process. And the thing that really bothers me about it is that the way it looks and the like appearance sake, she didn't say this, she didn't accuse me, she just said it wasn't disclosed, which is true. But it really does look like that's something that a seller would maybe hide because you want to try to maybe get away with it, and you know, you don't want to disclose it because you want to make that sale, which is a bad idea, by the way, because as you can see right here, you would get a return. So that's why I don't advocate doing that. But it looks like the type of thing, you know, that someone might hide. And so when I got it back, I sent her, you know, an apology and everything. And, you know, she didn't write back to it, but still, I wanted to take responsibility for it, gave her a full refund and everything. And, you know, just sent her a nice message afterwards to try to just let her know that it wasn't intentionally hidden. And again, my sincerest apologies for it. And this is what I was talking about the other day, that taking responsibility is important, but if someone's trying to manipulate you, you got to stand up for yourself. But it goes both ways, like I said. So now it came down to, okay, I don't want this problem to happen again. How do I prevent it from happening again? And so what you have to do in this situation is you have to go through your process and what you did in this situation and figure out how you missed it. And so I sell a lot of books, as I was talking about in the live show, and you know that from watching my channel. And I thought to myself, what is my normal process when I list a book? Well, I have a structure, I have a routine that I normally go through. And this is the routine. So I have just a sample book right here that's not listed. It's an awesome book though. So what I'll do is I lay it flat, I take a picture of the front, then I turn it to the side because it's important to take a picture of the spine. Then I take a picture of the back. Sorry for some of the glare. And if it's, you know, important to do, I will open it up and take some picture of inside. You know, if it's one of those books that just has never been opened before, then I don't bother, because it closes real tight, and just opening it might crease it, and you don't want to do that. Some people like that really new look. But if it's a used book, yeah, I'll try to find a good page, open it, take a picture inside. So usually 4 pictures. If there's like a bunch of great things inside that I want to show, maybe I'll take some more. And that's how I normally do it. Well, think about the dictionary right here, okay? There's a difference with this book compared to the other books. Now I'm going to have to move Pinky down here for a second. Sorry, Pinky, and sorry, Geppetto. You're going to have to read the dictionary later. But the issue here was that there was other aspects that I wanted to display on the side of the book, like this part. Now, I don't normally show that part, which would be here, unless there was like some staining there or something I wanted someone to know about. But the other thing was this part here. I wanted to show that off, remember? And then there's the other side of it, because I wanted to show off those pages. With most books, that's not something you're showing off. And what I was doing when I was taking my photographs is I took a picture of the top of the book, like, you know, face down, the front of it. And then I started taking pictures of the sides. And what happened was then I started opening it up and taking pictures of things inside. I had all these great pictures to sort through. And I was trying to figure out, okay, which one do I want? Which one don't I want? And I went out of my routine by doing that. I skipped over my normal step, my normal third step of taking the back cover photo. I skipped over it again because I went out of my routine. So now, in terms of changing things going forwards, what I definitely learned is that I can't go out of my routine, even if it's something different. Okay, so what I should have done is taken a picture of the front cover, what I called the top before, but take a picture of the front cover, take a picture of the spine, take a picture of the back cover, and then take a picture of the other parts. Now, at least that's how my brain works and how I get messed up when I go off of my routine. Another analogy of that in like everyday life is, you know, I have a routine at home in the morning when I'm going off to my job at the hospital. Is I have my regular work bag, and then I have a bag that I have like lunch in and stuff. And so normally what I do is I grab those 2 bags and I go out the door. Well, every once in a while, there might be something else that I'm grabbing, maybe some recyclables to throw out, or maybe something else that I have to bring into work or something like that. And I carry that out with me. And then because I'm gone off of my routine and I have something else in my hands, I'll forget to get my lunch. And so I can't even tell you how many times I've then had to go get something else for lunch rather than my regular lunch that I brought with me. But again, that's because I went out of my structure, went out of my routine. So it's really important, if you have a routine, to try not to veer from it, because in this case, it cost me $150 with that sale. So hopefully, you know, me sharing that with you could be instructive. You know, we like to try to teach people things based on successes, but sometimes you also learn through failures and making mistakes. And I've been doing this a long time. And that's not a mistake that I have I've made before, that particular one, but just goes to show you, no matter how long you've been doing this stuff, you're going to make mistakes. So especially if you're new and starting out and you make some mistakes, get a return, don't let it defeat you. Don't let it beat you down. As I always say, try to learn from the mistake and improve your business going forwards. And that's what I'm going to do here. So the book's up for $150 again. I don't think it's going to sell for that much again, because of the stain being disclosed now. But, you know, we'll see what happens with it. And if it sells for a good price, I'll hopefully show it in a future video. But that's the story of how I blew the $150 sale. Would have been a lot easier to deal with if it was a $10 book. But that's what I've got for you today, folks. And I hope you found it interesting. If you made a big mistake or something that you don't mind sharing and what you learned from it, put that down below. Maybe it could be a big kind of post in the comments section where a bunch of people learn some things that you know, they messed up from. So learning from mistakes is big in reselling. All right, everyone. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm hoping this weekend to be able to bring you some estate sale treasure hunts. So stay tuned for that. We'll see what happens there. And I'll see you at the next one, everyone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Important. We're trying to get to 20,000 by the end of the year. So I'll see you, everyone. Take care.